Everything was really there. They wanted to spend as little as they could on CG replacement. So
when Robert Downey Jr. walked away from the Marvel Cinematic Universe in 2019, it felt like the end of an era. His final scene in Avengers Endgame wasn't just a goodbye to Tony Stark. It was a farewell to the very role that redefined modern blockbuster cinema. Fans cried, critics applauded, and Downey seemed ready to move on from the world of billion-dollar franchises to chase more artistic and personal projects. But now, in 2025, everything has changed. The man who once said he was done with superhero suits is reportedly stepping back into the realm of franchise filmmaking, and the entertainment world is buzzing with questions, theories, and excitement. Why now? What changed? And more importantly, what does this mean for his career, his legacy, and the future of the genre he helped build? Because when Robert Downey Jr. decides to return to the stage he helped define, it's never just a comeback. It's a statement. The unexpected comeback that no one saw coming. For years after Endgame, Robert Downey Jr. distanced himself from franchise roles. He focused on passion projects like Dolittle, which despite high expectations, failed to connect with audiences. After that, he shifted gears, producing documentaries, supporting indie films, and delivering a show-stopping performance in Oppenheimer, which earned him his first Academy Award. That Oscar win, in many ways, marked a full circle moment. The world had once doubted him, Hollywood had once written him off, but he had not only rebuilt his career, he had conquered it. He had nothing left to prove. So when reports surfaced that Downey was in advanced talks to return to a major studio franchise, it sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Fans who thought he had moved on from big-budget filmmaking suddenly found themselves wondering, why would one of the most decorated actors of his generation step back into the blockbuster arena now? The answer, it seems, lies in reinvention, and in Downey's never-ending love for storytelling. A return on his own terms. Robert Downey Jr. has never been one to play by Hollywood's rules. From the beginning, he's been a master of shaping his own narrative. When he first joined Marvel, the studio took a risk on him, a decision that would go on to redefine both their futures. Now, 2 decades later, the tables have turned. Downey is no longer the actor who needed a franchise. He's the legend whose involvement can elevate one. And according to insiders, that's exactly what's happening. His return to franchise filmmaking isn't about chasing fame or fortune. It's about control. This time, Downey isn't just the face on the poster. He's the creative force behind the scenes. He's reportedly negotiating producing rights, script input, and even partial ownership in the franchise IP. A rare move that gives him both artistic and financial power. This isn't the same Robert Downey Jr. who first put on the Iron Man suit. This is a man who understands the game and is now playing it at the highest level. Which franchise is he returning to? That's the question everyone's asking. While the details remain under wraps, multiple reports suggest that Downey's next project is not a return to Iron Man, though whispers of a multiverse cameo continue to swirl, but rather a brand new cinematic universe being developed by one of Hollywood's biggest studios. The project is said to blend science fiction, espionage, and moral complexity, genres Downey thrives in. Some speculate it could even be tied to the long-discussed Sherlock Holmes cinematic universe, a project that Warner Bros. Has teased for years but never fully launched. Downey's Sherlock Holmes films were massive hits, grossing over $1 billion combined, and fans have been begging for a third installment. With today's appetite for interconnected storytelling, it wouldn't be surprising if Downey is using that familiar world as the foundation for something much bigger. A shared universe where mystery, science, and character collide. Whether it's Sherlock Holmes 3 or an entirely new IP, one thing's clear: Downey isn't coming back just to play it safe. He's coming back to build something that lasts. A calculated move after an Oscar win. Timing, as always, is key. After Oppenheimer, Downey re-established himself not just as a star, but as an artist of immense depth. His portrayal of Louis Strauss reminded the world that he's not just a quippy billionaire in a metal suit. He's one of the most versatile actors alive. Winning that Oscar gave him creative freedom few in Hollywood ever achieve. He could easily have chosen to retreat into smaller, art house projects. Instead, he's choosing to use that power to reshape the blockbuster world from within. It's a brilliant move. By combining his newfound critical prestige with his box office magnetism, Downey is positioning himself as a bridge between prestige cinema and commercial filmmaking. He's proving that you can have the artistry of Oppenheimer and the energy of Iron Man, without compromising either. This return, therefore, isn't regression, it's evolution. Why fans are so electrified. Robert Downey Jr. has always had a special relationship with his fans. To millions, he's more than an actor. He's a symbol of redemption, resilience, and brilliance. His personal journey, from addiction and incarceration to global superstardom, mirrors the kind of heroism we see on screen. When he succeeded, fans felt like they did too. And when he walked away from Tony Stark, it felt personal, as though an era of cinematic magic had closed forever. Now, the idea that he's coming back to that level of storytelling reignites that collective spark. The excitement isn't just about seeing him again in a major role. It's about what he represents: the return of charisma, confidence, and old-school movie stardom in an industry that often feels driven by algorithms instead of passion. In a world flooded with CGI and soulless sequels, Downey's presence promises something real: human charm, emotional nuance, and storytelling intelligence. That's why fans are buzzing. Because deep down, they don't just want to see another big movie. They want to see him. The man who made us believe again in movie heroes. The Hollywood context. Downey's timing also aligns with a bigger shift happening in Hollywood right now. The franchise model that Marvel perfected has started to show cracks. Audiences are fatigued by formulaic sequels and cinematic universes that prioritize quantity over quality. Studios are searching for something new. A reboot not just of content, but of creativity. Robert Downey Jr. might be exactly the person to lead that change. Unlike most franchise stars, Downey brings credibility, intelligence, and maturity. He knows how to balance spectacle with substance. His involvement signals a return to storytelling where the characters, not the corporate strategy, drive the movie. It's why studios are willing to pay top dollar for him. They're not just hiring an actor. They're hiring a brand, a storyteller, and a guarantee of audience connection. The power of reinvention. One of the most fascinating things about Robert Downey Jr. is his ability to reinvent himself. He's done it multiple times, from a troubled prodigy in the 1980s to an Oscar-nominated actor in the 1990s, from a Hollywood outcast in the early 2000s to a billion-dollar icon in the 2010s. Every time the world thought they had seen his peak, he proved them wrong. This new phase could be his boldest reinvention yet. By entering franchise filmmaking, he's not revisiting old glory. He's redefining what a franchise can be in the modern era. He's likely to demand scripts that challenge moral boundaries, themes that reflect contemporary anxieties, and characters that evolve in unexpected ways. Downey has never been interested in playing flat heroes. Even Tony Stark, the character that made him a legend, was flawed, sarcastic, and deeply human. That complexity made the audience care. And it's that same quality that could make his next role unforgettable. The business genius behind the move. Make no mistake. This return is not just artistic, it's business brilliance. Downey is one of the few stars who understands how to balance creativity with commerce. He has long been one of Hollywood's most strategic minds. Someone who knows that owning a piece of the product is far more powerful than just starring in it. He's already proven this with his production company, Team Downey, which has successfully developed content across film and streaming platforms. His rumored new deal reportedly includes back-end profits, creative control, and potential spin-offs, effectively making him a partner, not just a performer. This approach echoes what George Clooney, Reese Witherspoon, and Ryan Reynolds have done, transforming from actors into business moguls who leverage their fame to build empires. Downey's move back into franchise filmmaking, therefore, isn't just a career shift. It's a strategic expansion. The emotional undercurrent beneath all the strategy, business, and speculation lies something deeply emotional. Robert Downey Jr. has always been a storyteller at heart. He thrives on transformation, in characters, in stories, and in himself. His return to franchise filmmaking is, in many ways, another form of storytelling. It's his way of saying, "I'm still here. I'm still creating. I still have something to say." And that message resonates because it's authentic. Every phase of his career, the highs, the lows, the comebacks, has reflected the power of resilience. He's proof that no fall is final, and no success is the end. That's why this comeback feels so electric. It's not nostalgia. It's evolution. It's watching a legend who refuses to be defined by the past, because he's too busy shaping the future. Robert Downey Jr.'s return to franchise filmmaking isn't just a Hollywood headline. It's a reminder of why we fell in love with movies in the first place. It's about charisma, transformation, and the thrill of watching someone who refuses to be ordinary. He's not chasing relevance. He creates it. He's not reliving past glories. He's building new ones. And as he steps once again into the kind of cinematic universe that only someone of his magnitude can command, one thing is certain: the world will be watching, the industry will be taking notes, and audiences everywhere will be ready to see what Robert Downey Jr. does next. Because when he returns, it's never just a movie. It's an event. It's history in motion. It's the rebirth of the man who made us believe that heroes, on and off screen, can always rise again.